Mesdames et Messieurs, bienvenue au Forum d'affaires France-Serbie. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, welcome to the French-Serbian Business Forum. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Serbia, first and foremost, I would like to thank our French partners, Medef International and Business France, for their great support and help in organizing this event. During today's program, we will have the opportunity to hear key speakers, discuss challenges and opportunities in the economy, as well as identify potential projects and areas of cooperation. I believe that this meeting will be extremely useful for all participants, and together we will open a new chapter in the economic relations between our countries. Now, I would like to ask Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Serbia to France, Ms. Ana Hrustanović, to open this forum. The Ambassador has extensive experience in diplomacy and economic relations between our countries. Her knowledge and diplomacy and commitment to improving bilateral relations make her a key figure in our efforts to strengthen economic ties and create new opportunities for cooperation. Please, the floor is yours.
Mr. President of Medef International, Mr. Director of Business France, Mr. Vice President of Serbian Chamber of Commerce, Mr. CEO of EXPO 2027, ladies and gentlemen, dear representatives of Serbian and French businesses, dear friends, it is really my huge tremendous honor to open this important business forum, which we envisaged together with our strategic partners, Medef International and Business France, and really thank you for not only supporting us, but thank you for working with us on a daily basis to develop what is going to be our common future. Special thanks to our Chamber of Commerce of Serbia, with which I have been working throughout the years. But what we started doing here in France, I think it is really special, and I really do hope that we are going to have some concrete fruits in terms of our cooperation, especially in the field of economy and small and medium, not only big companies. Another special thanks to the government of Serbia, which has dedicated its efforts, time, and everything needed in order for us to have this amazing Serbian house in which we can share all together our cultural heritage, our economic heritage, our past or our present, but I really do hope our future. Today, dear friends, I would like to share with you 3 dreams. My first dream is that Serbian Olympic team comes back home with as many medals as we can get, and you know that we are very capable of doing so. We started yesterday with 2 gold medals of our shooters, so I would like to imagine it as only a beginning. My second dream is actually what should be our common dream. I think that we are very capable to win the medals in the field of industry, in the field of commerce, in the field of working together. You have seen this wonderful video made by our Chamber of Commerce. You can actually see that Serbia is more than a modern country in the heart of Western Balkans. I have to say the truth, the central and the biggest country, which managed to attract 80% of French investments out of the whole region of Western Balkans. So it shows you what we can do together, and we can do much, much more. If we speak in political terms, we are celebrating this year and today too 185 years of our bilateral relations, which is really beautiful and amazing. We have been special partners and special friends throughout, I can say, really centuries. From 2011, we are also strategic partners, and I think that our forum today is showing the real nature of our strategic relations. We have had amazingly important visits of President Macron back in 2019, and we are really hoping to host President Macron in the upcoming weeks or in the upcoming months, but I would like to imagine weeks. I hope together with you, because we have so many things to do. The last visit was the historic one, but I'm sure that next visit can be historic as well. We had our president in official visit back in April this year. It was a very important visit where we started to deepen the cooperation in many important sectors, and I will only mention energy on one hand side, or IT or on another one, or security on the third hand side, and I can continue like that until tomorrow. But going back on my dream, I think that we can together really win so many medals with our entrepreneurs, starting from small and medium companies and going to big companies which are already present in Serbia and which are continue to be present in Serbia. So I would invite you to join our path even more. Serbia, as a very dynamic country, is on its own firm path to European Union, and we really do hope to become finally a member state and to join your family. What we are also hoping is to become a full-fledged member of Francophonie, which I think is important not only for our cultural ties or linguistic ties, it is more than important also for our economic ties and for us working together. So please help me that my dream becomes truth, and please help me that we work even strongly together in Serbia or in France with our wonderful companies that have so many things to do together. I think that our Vice President, dear Mihailo, will talk furthermore about Serbia, what Serbia offers, but we can offer really amazing opportunities, not only for us, but also for you. And our goal and our vision is really to grow together from Serbia or from France. My third dream then is, and I will now look to our CEO of EXPO. EXPO was mentioned. We are really, EXPO is another vision. EXPO 2027 is another vision of not only development of Serbia, but of strengthening the ties. We are together here in the center of the world, and I really do hope that we will be together once again in the center of the world when Belgrade will become the one. So my third dream is to host you all, with all my friends, in Serbia in 2027. I will add a fourth dream. I love dreaming, and my fourth dream is that you will going to continue with B2B meetings, so I hope that we will have some visions of our medals even today. Thank you very much, and I'm so honored to being able to open this wonderful business forum.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for these lovely words. And now I would like to ask Gerard Wolf, President of Medef International Sustainable City Task Force, to address us. Special thanks to the entire Medef team for their contribution and to our common goal, the improvement of economic peace between our two countries.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Bonjour, Madame l'ambassadrice. In French, merci beaucoup pour ce que vous avez dit et pour la joie l'entrain que vous mettez dans tout ce que vous proposez. Ladies and gentlemen, Madame l'ambassadrice, and dear colleague of the EXPO 2027, I'll explain why I said colleague afterwards. The president of the Chambre de Commerce, the director, and dear Pierrick, where are you? You're just there. And everybody. I won't be too long. First of all, congratulations for your first medals. We do have a little bit of them also for the time being. Hope to have more, of course, like you. I think this has been, since now, it's a full success, including in terms of, I wouldn't say about the weather the day of the inauguration, but for the rest, apparently everything is fine. I won't be too long. You know probably what is Medef. Medef is gathering 80% of the French companies, roughly, and all sizes. And Medef International is a part in charge of the relationship. We have a very good relationship with all your companies in your country, and we saw that some of the Serbian business people speak sometimes better French than our own guys, and I'm sure it would be very difficult for a video of Medef to have a few French business men talking Serbian as well as yours are talking French. Anyway, the story between our two countries, not in terms of politics, but in terms of economy is, as you said, Madame l'Ambassadrice, it's now 30 years that we've been working together. And this year we had the 11th delegation in your country received by your president. It's very important for us, and as you said, you have very strong links in terms of business with our companies. We have strong links with your companies, and I think that these strong links can be, kind of strengthening with all the challenges which are coming. First of all, the challenge for you about Europe. I know the next step is to be checked next year. I know it's not an easy one, but by definition, the European Union market is a plus for all countries involved, and we hope, even if we have nothing to say on the political aspect, but on the economical aspect, we hope you can integrate as soon as possible this market. The fact that we have been developing tight thing since 30 years means something for our Conseil d'entreprise France-Serbie, who's chaired by my colleague and friend, Monsieur Christophe Petit. He couldn't be here today, but we have to go further and develop partnerships, in particular, not only in terms of technology, but also in training the people correctly. The problem is not the high-level guys in the businesses. It's to have everybody trained, whatever he or she does, tires or whatever. And that we have common views on it, and I think we should kind of boost a little bit more this point. My second point is on, finally, we have a common DNA. And in the history, even if we go up to les Gaulois. You could go probably the same with your own Gaulois, if I can say so. But the history, I don't know much your country, but I have been a few times over there. And I've met a lot of your dirigeants everywhere in the world. You have one point which is exactly like us. You never give up. Never give up. And if you look at our revolution and even what's happening all these years, that's the problem of les petits Gaulois. We never give up. So let's go together. And my third point will be, let's go together more on economy, by definition. We want to go more on partnering on digital transition, on urban living, which is my task force with more 250 companies. And also, I said before I was going to talk about the EXPO, I'm also one of the members of the Solideo. The Solideo is the public organization, company if you want, which built all the Olympics facilities, the village and all the stadium, etc. I'm telling you, I know you have 17 billion euros for the exhibition 2027. When we began in 2018, the challenge was such: you have to take as much existing facilities that you can, rebuild them, renew them, whatever. And second, you have to make it as decarbonated as possible. We did it on time, on budget. The budget for Solideo was 4.4 billion euros. It's not as much as 17, but again, we could reuse a lot of facilities existing, Stade de France, all sorts of the Palais de Versailles. We're not going to rebuild Versailles, but we had to renew them. We had to put them in the right position, or to build it completely for the Olympic Village. We made it on time, on budget. Everything was, even with the great problem of COVID, I can tell you that during this time we didn't know if we could achieve the challenge or not, but we did it. And what I just want to tell you about this third point on, which comes with the former points on never give up and deliver. I'm sure you will deliver. But the problem is to deliver the clean way, decarbonation. We make it has been proved by international agencies. The footprint, carbon footprint, is 47% less than any equivalent in the cities where people build things. This is because at each point, with the cement, with the concrete, with the everything, with the roads, with the wood, instead of a lot of using wood, we did it, and we're ready to help you more on that. But also the other point is on social. The fact that we built it on time means that we wanted to have all our people working on these facilities in the best security conditions, which we made. You may saw an interview yesterday of one of our former CGT leaders, union, sorry. He said there were 40% less problems in all the building system than in another part of France. It's very important to have the social aspect. On all this, it's really my pleasure to be here to say that Medef, bien sûr avec Business France and with all the other, will always support whatever we can do. There's a lot of things we have no added value, but we can partner more for that, for all the other businesses, and in particular in digital transition. Merci beaucoup. Bonne chance pour le reste des Olympiades, pour les athlètes serbes.
Mr. Wolf, merci beaucoup for these inspiring words. And now I give the floor to Mr. Pierrick Bonnard, Executive Director for European Affairs of Business France, who I can freely say he has already become a friend of Chamber of Commerce, and which together with his team makes him an important ally in our efforts to create new opportunities for growth and development. Please.
Thank you so much, Ivana. It's a great honor to be here. I've been told to be short, so I try to be not too long. But anyway, the track record of Business France in terms of cooperation with Serbia is nothing compared to the one of the Medef International. So it's good reason for me to say less than what has been told already about this. Anyway, we are very much committed to make the dreams of the ambassador come true, so you can count on us in the future in terms of making a lot of efforts and putting a lot of efforts into our cooperation. So Mrs. Ambassador, Mr. Vice President of the Serbian Chamber of Commerce, dear Mihailo, Mr. President of Medef International, dear Gerard, ladies and gentlemen, dame I gospodo, dragi srpski prijatelji, dear colleagues and friends, I'm delighted to be here today representing Business France, and I would like to thank our Serbian friends for organizing such a great B2B event, and such a great event between Serbian and French companies. Holding it at the House of Serbia here in La Villette during the Olympic Games makes this event even more special and meaningful. And first and foremost, a big thank you to the Serbian Chamber of Commerce for all your hard work in making this happen. Your dedication to create business connections between our two countries is truly appreciated. I would also like to express our gratitude to Medef International and BPI France as well for joining forces with Business France to mobilize French companies for this event. It's not been easy, you know. I mean, the date and the context of the Olympics makes always this kind of event a bit more difficult to organize, but I hope everything will go as expected and that everybody will be happy with the result. Anyway, your collaboration and support have been invaluable in making this event a success. As you know, we had a lot of discussion together about that. Serbia is becoming a priority for Business France. We are committed to building strong economic ties and creating opportunities for collaboration between our two countries. And this event is a great opportunity for exploring new partnerships and sharing innovative ideas. Of course, I would also like to thank the Serbian and French companies present today, and for sure Business France, along with Medef International and BPI France, is here to support these collaborations every step of the way. As a conclusion, so I told you I want to be short, so I can conclude now. As a conclusion, I would like to underline that both Serbia and France are incredibly attractive to foreign investors. It has been said in the video as far as Serbia is concerned, but obviously it's the same for France. A lot of companies worldwide have decided to invest in our country as well. So our two countries are offering numerous advantages, such as strategic locations, skilled workforces, and favorable business environments. By working together, we can leverage these strengths to create even more opportunities for growth and innovation. So thanks again for your attention. I wish everyone here a productive and inspiring event and day. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Voilà puno svima. And vidimo se.
Hvala, Pirik. And now we have here with us today Mihailo Vesović, Deputy President, who together with the team of the Chamber of Commerce has made efforts to strengthen cooperation between French and Serbian companies. He will inform us more about the economic cooperation between Serbia and France, the potential of the Serbian market, as well as the key sectors for cooperation. Mihailo, please, the floor is yours.
Hvala, Ivana. Your Excellency, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Bonnard, our partners for this occasion. Nothing happens by chance. I mean, of course, you are right. Persistence is probably the most important quality that we can have. But this does not happen by chance. Connecting the business and sport as the Serbia's branding in France is probably the shortest way to achieve the goal. And you're aware, and you told us your dreams, and we share those dreams. And I think that it's very important for us, for the Serbian business people and the French business people, to understand the position of Serbian economy and Serbian state at the current moment. So I will not bore you. I'm completely aware that this is too hot for this, easy occasion of Serbian House. But I need to bring up some facts and some things in order for our French friends and guests today on this business forum to be aware, if this actually works, to be aware where we are and this. But probably the most important fact is 2 hours and 20 minutes flight by plane. I mean, it's easy, and if you find your partner, you will see him more often. And some of French businessmen find their life partners through this process. So I'm joking, but nevertheless, the most important fact is this fact. BB stable, investment grade. And I hope that this BB plus stable investment grade is going to be changed very soon, and we're going to become, yes, triple B, and in order to lower our risk for investing in Serbia. Because so far, as we are aware, the biggest and the multinational companies coming from France know about Serbia, know about business opportunities in Serbia. They're using it, and we heard the testimonies, they are aware of this. What we are missing the knowledge among small and medium-sized entrepreneurs and companies, because they need a little push. They need a bigger security. They don't have big investment funds and banks behind them. They're investing their own money. They're investing and making a risk. So they need to be secured. And us as organization, Chamber of Commerce, which I will not bore you with, is basically one of the organizations that gives that security, but also Medef and Business France. So I'm hoping that this event and this thing that we are doing, we're going to be persistent, and we're going to bring the brand of Serbia, because you know about our sports people. So it's logical that we are in the Olympic Games, that we are expecting gold medals. You need to be aware that aside from the sport, we need to brand Serbia from the touristic point of view, from the investment and business point of view, and first of all, from the angle of what are we bringing to the table? Knowledge, people, understanding, technological understanding. Just in today's group of 50 business people, we have a lot of knowledge, innovation, and awareness of what's going on in the world. And this is what maybe French economy will need as a missing link in order to stay competitive and to bring up the Europe, our future house, because I haven't mentioned, we've been negotiating for 10 years to become the European Union. It stays our strategic priority, not just because of our business interests and economic interests, but because of the values that European Union is going to bring. So nevertheless, strategic partnership is being built, and we are part of that very important part, and I think that we're going to use this opportunity. I would say that 4.5 billion euros invested just in 2023 proves that we are still very much investment friendly and attractive as a country. This goes on through 2024, so it didn't stop. We are not in the crisis. The macroeconomic stability is there. Inflation is lowered somewhere about 5%, 4%. Still a little bit techy issue, but it's going to be probably until the end of the year on the level that is happening. We offer free zones. We offer free trade agreements. Maybe to add what I saw when I saw this presentation, I missed two things that actually happened in the last few months since we've been in Nice. China free trade agreement is implemented from the 1st of July. I know that European Union is sometimes skeptical about what's going on and what's happening, but I also know that business people in France are looking into this, and Serbian business people. So let's use this specific situation while Serbia is not part of the European Union and aspiring to become a European Union, and let's use this situation in order to make profit for our companies. And new one just signed, it's going to be implemented probably during the end, until the end of the year. It's Egypt. I know that France has the free trade agreement with the North African market, so basically for us it's a step closer to the trade policies of the European Union. We do pay attention a lot to tax incentives, because business people, especially French business people, are looking what can be done, how they can lower, their capital investments, and so on. Innovation and bringing research and design into Serbia, which proved as a fact when you see how many companies invested in research and development facilities in Serbia, is supported by the government, and it's very big and important step. I don't want to get involved in telling you that we have 250,000 students currently. 50% of them are into the STEM sciences, so most of them are engineers or mathematicians. Let me tell you just one fact. More than 50% of those students are women, which is kind of important. There is a huge trap capacity among the Europeans, so we are better. I think that in the IT, the percentage of the women in the IT business is higher than in the European Union in France. That tells you something about the quality of life, the social situation in Serbia, and emancipation nevertheless. But I will just keep this on and on, but you have to be aware that France played a crucial and very important role in the last 20 years in transformation of the Serbian economy. There is foreign trade of 2 billion euros currently, but also let me mention there is 500 million trade of services, which is France's, after the United States, UK and Germany. France is the fourth place where we sell our mostly services in IT and telecommunication. This is boring. And you are aware that Michelin is the leader exporter to the tires. It's a multinational company, but aside from Michelin, automotive industry and pharmaceutical industry is something that we should be really paying attention to and seeing what we can use. This is just examples of successful investors. Every time we go to the airport of Belgrade, we see the change, and it's due to the public-private partnership that we are envisaged, but also automotive industry, IT industry, Schneider Electric, DMS, and Ubisoft all went into the Serbia buying the private companies in Serbia that had a successful products and they had a success on the foreign markets. Those are the names, those are the pictures and brands of the companies that are already there, but not just simple companies that invested, but companies that are into the research and design. So one of the 3 research and design facilities for Microsoft, which is kind of loudest name that we can have, is in Belgrade, employing somewhere around 2,000 people now, and it's growing. Not all IT companies are happy about it because they are very competitive with the paying people and bringing the talents there. So we are actually witnessing the fight for the talents in the IT industry in Serbia. That's how competitive market is becoming. Just to mention some products of the IT industry which is important as a message: energy management solutions, smart environment protection solution, which you mentioned, sustainability and green transformation as a huge and important step towards the European Union, and also towards the quality of life. And in order not to have this kind of hell days in Belgrade or in Paris with 40 degrees, you know, I see that this is clear. Just to mention, 3-4 days ago, the highest temperature in the world ever measured was measured 4 or 5 days ago. And then day after that, the world broke the record. Let me tell to all the skeptics, yes, we are not doing this to make businesses, we are doing this to save our lives and our future. Areas of potential cooperation, of course AI, because we have the Institute for AI, we have a strategy for AI, we are aware that digital transformation, which is just the first step, but AI transformation is a new revolution. We are very good in embedded system, industry solution, and cloud computing. E-health and the quality of life is very important. Education, economy, science, innovation, pillars of the strategy for the AI development. We're going to try to implement AI solution in everything that we're going to do. This is something that maybe France is going to be interested, because Bio4 campus is the campus that's going to combine the technologies from the bioinformatics, biomedicine, biotechnology, and biodiversity. So Bio4 campus is a huge project. It's going to bring the universities and the companies, some of the companies already on board. I think that AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Roche is already on board, but the universities, this is important because probably the first import product from the France, when you look at aside from cars, is actually biomedicine or pharmaceutical products and so on. So we are aware that the France is one of the most important countries inside of the European Union about it. It's going to be a campus, it's going to be universities there, it's going to be a vibrant place connecting businesses and science. Well, those are the super classes that we are doing. We are great in gaming industry. Some of the French companies also bought some of the Serbian companies, and we are playing a major role globally. I would not leave you without mentioning energy question, because it's very much connected to the green transition. It's very much connected as a bloodline of overall economy. Serbia has a problem. You see this red, it's 60% of the thermal power plant production of the energy. We have to move out of that. And let me tell you, just this Friday we had a presentation of the strategy for energy, and one of the, well, not media didn't mention that much that, but I saw it and everybody saw it, and we were talking about it in the last few years. Nuclear power energy as a possibility. We have still legal problem, because during the 80s, after the Chernobyl incident, we kind of said that there is a ban on the nuclear development of the nuclear facility. Although some universities, some institutes kept their nuclear programs alive through that, that means that we have a base for that. We are aware what France, actually this whole crisis, geopolitical crisis, energy crisis, prices crisis, proved that France has been persistent in a way that their driver of energy is the nuclear power. It's safe, it is possible to do it, and we believe that we're going to work politically, also economically, to have a future strategic arrangement with a country such as France, because I don't see any faster, even cheaper options for the future in order for us to comply with what European Union and generally world in the green transformation needs. Construction sector, I know that some companies here and our business delegation is mostly comprised of the companies that are dealing with the agriculture, food sector, construction industry, and of course, IT and telecommunication. And these are the three pillars that we want to work on, and they all are very much interested in cooperation with French companies. You're going to hear from much more about EXPO and why the construction sector is important. Why do we need partnership with the technologies? We need to build sustainable green buildings for the future, because everything else is going to be more expensive and it's not going to work in our advantage. So that is what you're going to hear next. And as I said, nothing happens by the chance. And this time I'm going to prove this, and this event is the proof of that. So basically we are going step by step. So we're going to do more in the fall. I hope that we're going to go to Lyon. This is our next step. Then we're going to go to Lille. And through all this, of course, we're going to will not forget about Paris. But nevertheless, we're going to expect you in Belgrade probably during the next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mihajlo. Bio si odličan kao i uvek. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished guest, Dušan Borovčanin, Director of EXPO 2027. EXPO 2027 is Serbia's most significant strategic project in the coming period, a project that will put our country in the center of global attention and open the door to numerous opportunities and investments. Mr. Borovčanin managed this ambitious undertaking, and with his knowledge, experience, and vision, leads the team towards achieving exceptional results. His commitment and ability to coordinate such a complex project are key to the success of EXPO 2027, which will bring long-term benefits to both our country and the region.
Merci beaucoup. Je commencerai en français juste dès le début. C'est-à-dire qu'on fera tout à faire votre rêve la réalité. So I'll switch in English, and I'll start by saying thank you to this wonderful introduction, but really the project EXPO 2027, and it's great to be back in Paris here. It's not something I personally contributed to. It is something much bigger than any individual, and this is why I'm very glad to mention some of the people here in the room. The candidacy was really a major challenge. We won in a competition between 5 serious competitors, and it was majorly led by the Belgrade Trade Fair, Ms. Danka Selic here sitting in the front row, but also with the Tourism Organization of Serbia, Mrs. Marija Labovic, and the Secretariat of the government, and also the Chamber of Commerce of Serbia, President Čadež, Mr. Mihajlo. So it's really a joint team effort, and I titled the presentation Celebrating the Century of Change, and this is maybe something that is familiar to some of you. We are at the place where 100 years ago Summer Olympics took place. And I just wanted to mention it because EXPO 2027, we see it as one of the world major events that will happen in 2027, and we see Belgrade as the center of the world in 2027. But the power of major events, as the one we're witnessing now in Paris, you can see, looking back 100 years ago, and how they changed and reshaped the city of Paris, how they changed the Olympic movement, and the Olympic history, if you wish. Because I would just give you an example. The Olympic Village was first introduced at the Summer Olympics in Paris in 1924. Then the closing ceremony and putting down the flag that was also first introduced at the Summer Olympics in Paris. But maybe more importantly, Youth Olympic Games. You can imagine 1,000 of hundreds of youth lives that reshaped and changed throughout the course of history. But EXPO and Paris and France are well connected, not only with sport and games, that is a part of our title and the theme of EXPO. They're also related because, well, the headquarters of the BIE, Bureau International des Expositions, is located here in Paris, but also one of the most important legacies and architectural monuments we all know is a legacy of one of the world exhibitions held here in Paris more than 1 century ago. But I titled this presentation A Century of Change because I want to introduce you and tell you that Serbia also has a lot, and maybe even more than a century of change and presence at the World Expos. It was 140 years ago that we first participated at the World Exhibition in Belgium. One of the maybe most remarkable pavilions we had was here in Paris. And then you can imagine 140 years ago, after participation, we decided to bid for one such an event, and we won in the first race, competing with Spain, with Argentina, with USA, and Thailand. And this also happened a year and a half ago, last June, here in Paris. Just a few facts about the event and how we see it. It will happen in May. It will start in May in 2027. It will last for 92 days, so 3 months of specialized expo. We are expecting, well, the official numbers are 4+ millions, but we are preparing everything to host more than 6 millions in Belgrade in 2027, and we are expecting over 120 countries, international organizations, and companies. This will be the first time ever, not just for Serbia, but for the entire region to host an event as such. So this is why we see it as such an important and major event. And the title and the theme of our expo is something that is also, I think, very interesting and related to the event we are witnessing right now in Paris, and that is Play for Humanity, Sport and Music for All. We kind of developed this topic into 3 major areas. One is the power of play, how we see it, because play in its essence helps us to create and to innovate, to imagine and find new things and discoveries. So we see this part of the topic as a way to present and showcase at the Expo in Belgrade for technologically developed countries and economically developed countries. And sport and music is something that unites us all. We can see it for this last, and we will see it in the next couple of weeks here in Paris. So just a few information. I won't bother you with all the details, but those of you who are familiar with expos knows that normally countries present themselves within their pavilions. We will have the international forum where we can expect debates, talks, lectures, but also thematic pavilions that will speak about this title, and different cultural and entertainment programs. This will be also a place for new business opportunities, and this is what we actually want from countries participating at the World Expo in Belgrade, to not only showcase and be present at the Expo itself, but also to do business and organize many events like this one in Belgrade. There's a major legacy leaving behind, and the entire government investment program is basically 70 billion. It is not only the company I'm running. The investment in the event itself is 1.2 billion, and we're expecting actually a return from the 92 days, which is something invaluable really to imagine. And just to mention a few legacies, because there is something interesting and related to the history and the centuries of change. The Belgrade Trade Fair started 90 years ago at the area of Belgrade, which we now call as a new business hub in the area. Then it moved 1957 to the waterfront area that is now being developed, and some of you who have been to Belgrade have probably seen that. And in 2027, one of the legacies of Expo 2027 will be New Belgrade Trade Fair, so we really see it as a new impulse to the business development of the entire city and of the entire region. So I think this is, like I put it here, history in the making. This is the right time for all of you to hop on this train. There are many different opportunities how you can participate at Expo or start thinking at it right now. you can participate as a non-official participant, as a company, as an international organization. You can sponsor the event, of course. You can showcase your innovation within the French pavilions or within the best practices areas. You can, of course, build partnership and discover potential in the region with the representative from the Serbian business communities here now, but also the ones that will be working towards the EXPO in 2027. Thank you very much for your time.
This and our athletes on the field are distinguished by their fighting and competitive spirit and determination to show the world what we have, which are knowledge, the development projects, intelligence, and the new technologies. As on the field, determination, composure, and cooperation are equally important in business as well. That is the reason why I will kindly ask you to move to the Blue Saloon and continue our business talks, and why not to conclude million-word contracts eventually. I would like to thank everyone for being with us and wish us all a successful and fruitful day. Thank you. Merci. Hvala puno.
Ovo je zaista jedan novi pristup brendiranju Srbije, pre svega. Naš najpoznatiji globalni brend jeste u stvari sportski brend i naši sportisti. Međutim, potpuno je prirodno da mi iskoristimo i olimpijske igre i da na ovakav način predstavimo i privredu Srbije. Pre svega i zato što je to jedan od niza privrednih događaja koje je Privredna komora Srbije u poslednjih godinu dana organizuje sa francuskim partnerima, to je pre svega Medef i Business France. Ovaj današnji forum jeste još jedan iskorak u pravcu boljeg razumevanja i naravno direktnog spajanja kompanija koje će upravo na B2B sastancima koji trenutno traju imati prilike i da započnu na neki način svoje kontakte, da ostvare kontakte i da započnu svoj budući biznis.
Razgovaramo sa jednim angel investitorom koji je zainteresovan ne samo za francusko, već i za američko tržište. Zaista uživamo u ovome što je Privredna komora organizovala i zaista se osjećamo lepo u Srpskoj kući.
Vidim veliki interes i nadam se malo interesantnije i aktivnije budućnosti sa francuskim kolegama u perspektivi.
Ono što je stvarno ogromna prilika i ogromna šansa jeste upravo Srpska kuća, posebno tokom trajanja olimpijskih igara, zato što prosto daje mogućnost svima nama koji želimo da imamo saradnju ili već sarađujemo sa francuskim tržištem, da prosto katapultiramo svoje firme.
We are here today. It's a great opportunity to meet potential partners and of course explain about our platform during the Olympics, maybe to spread the word that sports exist and we can help of course both women and men athletes to develop their visibility and maybe get spotted in clubs in Serbia but also all around the world.